What's up, you guys? It's Steve here with more breaking news coming out that a revolt is rising right now in the Democratic Party against Democratic leadership, against President Joe Biden, Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi, and the entire Build Back Better agenda, as the entire progressive caucus in Congress has unified in the House, led by Pramila Jayapal and AOC, and also in the Senate, led by Bernie Sanders. And they're saying Thursday, if Nancy Pelosi brings up that infrastructure bill without stimulus, they will wreck the infrastructure bill and derail the entire Build Back Better agenda, all in the name of stimulus. This is your stimulus check update, stimulus package update, and debt ceiling crisis update. Now, why is this all unfolding the way it is? It's because we had heard that when President Joe Biden made that infrastructure deal for $1.2 trillion with moderates, less than an hour later, Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi came out and said, "We're not passing that bill. We're not passing anything without stimulus." The two are tied together. It's a tandem deal. And we're afraid that if we pass through infrastructure without stimulus, that when the time does come for stimulus, that moderate Democrats will vote it down and they'll get infrastructure and we won't get stimulus. So this entire time, it's been tied together. Take a look.
Let me be really clear on this. We will not take up a bill in the House until the Senate passes the bipartisan bill and a reconciliation bill.
But as you know, as of Monday, that has all changed. And the Progressive Democratic Caucus is now saying that Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi has betrayed them, as she came out and said that they are going to de-link the two, breaking the stimulus package apart, saying infrastructure will be presented to the floor for a vote on Thursday, and stimulus must be set aside because it might be the only way to raise the debt ceiling, to include it in the $3.5 trillion reconciliation stimulus bill. However, it will delay the arrival of that bill for up to 3 to 6 weeks. And she's saying, let's pass infrastructure now, then we will get to stimulus. And progressives are saying, no, it is a betrayal. It's not going to happen. Take a look, you guys. Leader of the Progressive Caucus in the House of Representatives, Pramila Jayapal, says, "This has been our position for more than 3 months, and we're not bluffing. And it is because we are ready to deliver childcare, healthcare, paid leave, climate action, and more to people across America." And it says progressives defy Pelosi and vow to vote no on the infrastructure bill. Here's another one retweeted by Ed Markey. The Progressive Caucus's notes letting leadership know they're going to vote no on stimulus. Here's another retweet from AOC for the Progressive Caucus. Take a look here. Ilhan Omar, Democrats say that we're the party of the people. Let's show by passing this crucial agenda on behalf of the people and fulfill our promise to our constituents. This is all in the name of stimulus. And take a look, you guys, coming from the Senate, Senator Bernie Sanders, no infrastructure bill should pass without a $3.5 trillion reconciliation bill. That is the agreement that was made, and that is the agreement that must be kept. Physical infrastructure is important, but the needs of working families and combating climate change is more important. And take a look, you guys. Bernie Sanders calls on AOC and the crew to hold the 1.2 infrastructure bill hostage. Take a look. Bernie Sanders urged progressives to tank the Biden infrastructure bill if Pelosi brings it up for a vote in 2 days. And listen to this. Bernie Sanders says to the House of Progressives, hold strong or the Senate will tank Biden's agenda, saying if this goes through, we're going to wreck everything, you guys. Now, why is this all happening the way it is? What has changed Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi's position? Well, as you know, everything changed Monday night in the Senate when the vote to raise the debt ceiling and avoid a government shutdown failed as Republicans tanked the bill. And then yesterday, I reported to you guys that we saw them try again, that there was 2 ways of which they think they could raise the debt ceiling. And the first was to slightly bend the rules a little bit and see if Republicans would get on board and allow them to pass through this stopgap funding bill with just a simple majority vote, to which Republicans again said no, they weren't going to do it, which means now probably the only way that we will see the debt ceiling raised, and we're not even sure if it's going to get done in time. This could be historic. We are looking at potentially the first ever U.S. default in history, and they're saying the only way to stop it is to put in the measure for raising the debt ceiling into the stimulus reconciliation bill, which is why Speaker of the House Pelosi has broken infrastructure and stimulus apart. But progressives are saying they're having none of it. Now, yesterday, we did see an effort from President Joe Biden to try to fix all of this. And this is what he did. He met with Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin, those moderate Democrats in the Senate who said that they are not on board with a $3.5 trillion reconciliation bill. He met with them separately yesterday and said, listen, what would you do? What is the number? What do we need to take that $3.5 trillion down to get you on board? I can present it to the progressives, and then we can go ahead and push something through in the House on Thursday, and then we can bring up your infrastructure, to which Senator Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema had no response. As a matter of fact, we heard that the meetings went so bad that they were giving no responses on this and just said they're continuing talks. There is no rush. There is no urgency. And take a look, you guys. Manchin and Sinema leave Dems in a lurch as Biden agenda teeters. And it went so bad that we're hearing that Biden canceled his Chicago trip today amid the tensions over the legislative agenda, canceling everything on the agenda because this is an emergency right now. We are facing a potential economic crisis. Literally tomorrow, the infrastructure bill could get derailed. Literally tomorrow, we could see the government shut down, and the only way to avoid hitting the U.S. debt ceiling that has never happened before, a U.S. default, is to include the measure in a stimulus bill, which still does not have approval to get passed by those two moderate Democrats. So you guys, a lot of items hanging in the balance right now. Stimulus bill, infrastructure bill, potential government shutdown, and potential U.S. default for the first time ever in history. And now to add to that, the entire Democratic Progressive Caucus is revolting against President Joe Biden, Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi, and the entire Build Back Better agenda, all in the name of stimulus, saying stimulus must be the priority, that right now people need money, that the climate needs more funding, that we need provisions, and that infrastructure should not be the priority. It should be stimulus. Now also, take a look at this video footage so you can see reports coming out for yourself.
Tonight, Democrats facing delays, divisions, and tough decisions as they struggle among themselves over moving the president's agenda forward. Speaker Pelosi planning a Thursday vote on the $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill.
I urge a strong bipartisan support for this legislation.
But progressive Democrats say they'll oppose that bill without a deal to advance Democrats' $3.5 trillion social and climate policy bill, too.
Look, the agreement from the very beginning, and we've been talking about this for months now, is there is one big package.
But the Senate's two most conservative Democrats haven't signed off on the larger bill, each meeting privately with President Biden today. Progressives think you're dragging your feet, Senator.
Everybody has their own opinion, right?
Congress also faces a Thursday deadline to fund the government or stumble into a shutdown. Republicans blocked a vote last night demanding Democrats take sole responsibility for also lifting the nation's debt limit.
Democrats will not get bipartisan help borrowing money so they can immediately blow historic sums on a partisan taxing and spending spree.
Experts say a government default would send stock markets plunging and lead to millions of lost jobs. Congress now has just 20 days to avoid that outcome.
So there you have it, you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, as we are literally getting breaking news updates by the hour as things are unfolding with stimulus, infrastructure, the government shutdown, and the U.S. default, all hanging in the balance. And you guys, I'll be sure to keep you up to date here on the channel as always. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget, I forgot to mention this in the beginning, that if you made it this far and you haven't already, smash that like button. If you appreciate these updates, it helps out the channel a ton. It just lets the YouTube algorithm know that you appreciate the updates, and they're going to continue to promote my channel and my videos. Now, in addition to that, don't forget, leave your comments, share this out if you think it's going to help out other people. If this is your first time here, you want to stay up to date, I'll keep you up to date on everything that's going on, and there's a lot right now. Now would be a good time to join. Hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, come join the viewing community, the Ram fam we like to call it, and I'll keep you up to date. I want you here, and if you got any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. That is by far the best way to get a hold of me if you got any specific questions. And yes, I go through all my DMs myself, and I will respond. Give me a little time because I get a lot of them, but I'll go through and I'll do my best to get you any answers to any questions that you got, you guys. And as always, use caution here on YouTube because there's a ton of comments. Scammers come in, they take a picture of my face, they claim they're Steve Ram, and then they say, contact my assistant on WhatsApp, and then they ask for your personal information or for you to donate the money. You guys, that's not me. I'm here just to get you caught up on the latest, so I hope these videos help, and I will catch you in the next one. Remember, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Monday through Friday, guaranteed uploads, and also random uploads as news breaks, which pretty much seems to be almost every hour now. But with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.